Let's go! Today we're talking about Partisia blockchain, a small project which I think has a lot of potential. So chances are not a lot of you have heard about Partisia before. This is because rather than starting out with a focus on marketing and hype, they have been working diligently on making the Partisia blockchain as good as possible before shifting their focus to building up hype. After all, as I am sure you have seen before, projects that build hype and then do not deliver usable products are very common in crypto and they are very disappointing for everyone involved. So, the approach of starting with thorough research and thought out development may sound familiar to some of you because it is the same approach that Cardano has taken, and we have all seen how well that has been playing out for them. So, Partisia is probably already starting to sound appealing, but it gets far better. I have talked about the numerous benefits of investing in base layer protocols before, but if you have not heard, the primary benefit is that they do not rely on a single purpose or sector for success. This is because they can have an endless variety of projects built on top of them that bring in users and volume and cause growth, all of which boosts the value of the base layer. I mentioned this because Partisia is a base layer protocol similar to Cardano and Polkadot or even Ethereum. Now, for the part you are probably asking yourself, how big is Partisia right now? I will be answering that question as well as going over the variety of uses for Partisia and the exciting features that it provides to its users. I will also be sharing some of the partnerships that the team has already secured with well-known companies and the project's plans for the future. Before I get into all of that, make sure to subscribe with post notifications on so you do not miss out on any videos like this in the future. Okay, let's get started with an overview of the key features of the Partisia blockchain. I do want to point out that this is a sponsored review of the Partisia blockchain, but I would never push something I thought was a bad project to you. So as you can see right here, Partisia is Web3 enabled, which is great as more and more websites are starting to be Web3 compatible. Right away, you notice that there is sharding on the Partisia mainnet. This is nice to see because it means that it will not be needed to be implemented later, such as how we are seeing with Ethereum doing it right now with the drawn out upgrade to Ethereum 2.0. Sharding provides scalability from the very beginning. Partisia is interoperable thanks to its built-in oracles. This is a huge benefit because it means anyone building dApps on Partisia will not be required to utilize third-party oracle services such as Chainlink. I will go more in depth on the zero-knowledge computation later, but for now what you need to know is that it enables private transaction of data with multi-party computation software that Partisia runs on. Another very attractive feature is the rapid confirmation of transactions. Transactions are confirmed as quickly as they can be sent from a client to the baker and back. Bakers are the parties responsible for confirming transactions. Thanks to the near instantaneous transaction finality, there are no forks with Partisia. The list of features goes on, but for now, let's move on to the team behind this revolutionary project. So, the team behind Partisia not only includes multiple people with long histories in the crypto space and significant formal education, but also individuals who have been involved in the creation of the cryptographic protocol that blockchains in general rely on to function since even before the creation of Bitcoin. There are some of the most well-known and highly awarded cryptographers in the world, and they have been working in their respective fields for decades. In other words, not only do they know blockchain, but they understand the inner workings of the technology that allows blockchains to function the way that they do. This in-depth knowledge is a key part of what's allowed Partisia to make their blockchain as great as it is. The team is fairly large, so I will only list the co-founders, which are Kurt Nielsen, Ivan Damgaard, Jesper Nielsen, Claudio Orlandi, Peter Franzen, and Brian Gallagher. So moving on, let's take a look at some of the exciting applications under development for their partnerships with major organizations. To start off with, Partisia recently received a grant from the European Union Next Generation Internet Trust to work on developing a new search engine with a focus on privacy as an alternative to Google. A key part of the creation of this search engine will be the zero-knowledge computation feature that I briefly mentioned earlier. Essentially, ZK computation allows for the analysis of or use of private data without revealing the details of that data to anyone. In the case of the search engine, this would mean that an individual's content preferences could be used to focus the results of a search to best fit their needs without revealing those preferences to anyone else, which closes off the chance for targeted advertising based off of those preferences. Another partner that the Partisia has been working closely with is actually the country of Denmark. There have been a number of different applications for Partisia in development in Denmark, such as Oscar and HEDA-X. Oscar is short for One-Stop Shop for Clinical Research and focuses on the preservation of private data in medical research. HEDA-X is focused on the creation of infrastructure for a public-private data exchange and is currently focused on two distinct use cases regarding cancer and bipolar diseases. Both of these applications are possible because of the zero-knowledge computation available with Partisia. Moving on to a more business-focused partnership, Partisia is working with Bosch to create industrial-grade, secure multi-party computation protocols for privacy-preserving data analysis within IoT and automobile industry. Another example is that Partisia participated in the event hosted by the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK, where they collaborated with Sedici, Goldman Sachs, Deloitte, and X-Ant Advisory to develop a software that shows how secure multi-party computation can address financial fraud. Financial fraud is a massive problem in today's world, and banks as well as other financial institutions are always looking for a better way to address it, and Partisia could finally be the solution that they are all looking for. These are just a handful of examples, but they are already showing the kind of organizations that are taking Partisia seriously and already using its MPC technology. Some of the other companies working with Partisia include Intel, Ant Financial, Samsung, and Oracle. Now, let's get into the part you have all probably been waiting for, the value of the project. The short answer is that Partisia does not yet even have a market cap. They just concluded their first round of funding and raised roughly $3 million. Right now, the second round of fundraising is happening. If you're interested in participating in it, then you can go to the Partisia website and fill out the required form. Of course, there is risk involved in any kind of early stage investment, so make sure to exercise risk management if this is something you do end up deciding to take part in. But here's the thing, a lot of you guys have been asking me for smaller projects to get into early, and so this is actually something that I want to bring to you. On the valuation side of things, let's do a quick comparison of the services Partisia offers compared to some other well-known projects. So this says that Ethereum is worth $40 billion, but as of today, it is actually worth around $190 billion. As we all know, Ethereum has the issues of slow and expensive transactions. Partisia smart contracts not only can do the same thing Ethereum can do right now, but they do it faster, cheaper, interoperable, and with privacy features. Chainlink is worth nearly $12 billion currently. As I mentioned earlier, Partisia has built-in oracles. Not only are those oracles commercial grade, but they are also decentralized and efficient, but they also do multi-party computations on any encrypted data. Last but not least, Bitcoin is worth more than $900 billion in spite of its lack of scalability and slow transactions. Partisia, on the other hand, can facilitate millions of transactions per second on its secure second layer protocol at low cost. I want to point out right away that no one is saying that Partisia will replace these other projects and that they are going to go away, but rather that this is just pointing out the potential that Partisia has and the potential of getting in early. So, this is a blockchain with some of the best technology in all of crypto powering it, and it is already being used not only by large companies but by governments and countries as well. I really feel that I do not really have to say that much more when it comes to the potential of this project, so let me know what you think of Partisia down in the comment section. Would you like me to do more of these projects which have a lower, smaller market cap but you can get in early and potentially have bigger gains? Let me know in the comment section, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.